This is News 99, coverage as local as it gets.
Coming up tonight on News 99, Dr. John Anderson takes on his role as president, the secret to youthful skin, and your local weather and sports. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jess Daldrick.
And I'm Elizabeth Shaw. Tonight we begin with national stories. North Korea has raised at least one missile into firing position. U.S. officials are concerned that a launch may be imminent. This comes just a day before U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry was due to arrive in the region. The raising of the missile could be a trial run to ensure the equipment works, or an effort to mess with the United States and the allies that are waiting for a launch.
Japanese automakers Honda, Nissan, Toyota, and Mazda are recalling 3.4 million cars due to airbag defects. Toyota said it was recalling 1.7 million cars around the world, including the popular Corolla, Matrix, and Camry models. Nissan recalled about 480,000 cars, while Mazda added another 45,000. Honda is recalling more than 1.1 million autos and said the recall was necessary to replace front passenger airbag inflators. Most of the recalled cars are from the 2001 to 2003 model years.
In West Covina, California yesterday, a man walked into a Home Depot, grabbed a handsaw, and sawed through both his arms to the bone, police say. The man, whose name has not yet been released, entered the store shortly before 1 p.m. Corporal Rudy Lopez told the LA Times he just began sawing away. He was pretty much intent on doing what he did. An off-duty paramedic and store employees used rags and twine to stop the heavy bleeding. The Home Depot shut down for the rest of the day.
Unemployment claims took a big drop this week. First-time claims for unemployment benefits fell by 42,000. The numbers fell from 388,000 to 346,000, the Labor Department said. Last week's claims were up 28,000 before the week before.
Police are stepping up security for former Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher's funeral. All former U.S. presidents, former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair, and a raft of global dignitaries are invited to the funeral next Wednesday, Downing Street said. The guest list also includes the representatives of the Reagan family, Nelson Mandela's family, and former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. More than 2,000 invitations are being sent out, British Prime Minister David Cameron said. St. Paul's Cathedral holds 23,000 people and is expected to be full on the day of the funeral.
A Pennsylvania man was arrested on suspicion of making a bomb threat near the White House. Authorities say a 44-year-old man walked up to the White House gate this morning and told guards he had a bomb in his vehicle that was set to explode. Authorities shut down several streets in the McPherson Square area for nearly 2 hours. The U.S. Secret Service and police investigated the vehicle and determined it to be safe. The suspect, Christophus Wiskick, is charged with making felony threats.
It will take more than just good spelling to win this year's National Spelling Bee. Students will now have to know the definitions of the words. For the first time in its 86-year history, a vocabulary test is being added to the competition. Spellers will take computer-based vocabulary tests in the beginning rounds. Those scores will help determine the semi-finalists and the finalists. The onstage spelling rounds will still look the same. The Scripps National Spelling Bee will take place May 28th through 30th in Maryland.
Macy's and JCPenney are back in court, and Martha Stewart is still in the middle. The two retailers are still fighting over the domestic diva's home goods. A month-long attempt to settle the case in mediation has hit a dead end. The trial resumed Monday. At issue is whether both stores can carry Stewart's home good brands. Stewart entered into deals with both companies. She already testified in court defending her decision to sign the deal with JCPenney, despite a prior agreement with Macy's.
General Motors is buying ads on Facebook for the first time in nearly a year. GM Chevrolet Sonic is featured in an ad that debuted today on Facebook's mobile site. The Sonic is an entry-level subcompact that targets younger buyers. General Motors made news last May when it decided to stop buying ads on the popular social networking site. The decision came about a week before Facebook's initial public offering that ended up being a major disappointment. GM is one of the world's largest advertisers.
Unbelievably rich and unbelievably happy. A Toronto woman is $40 million richer. Natalie Collada introduces us to the jackpot winner with a memorable happy dance.
Thank you, Lord! Thank you, Lord!
Maria Carrero couldn't contain her excitement.
When they put it through the machine, that's when I clicked in. Oh my God, oh my God. I kept on saying about, I don't know how many times I said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I went, and then I started dancing.
The 51-year-old mother of 3 and grandmother of 5 calls it fate. After 20 years of playing the same numbers, her children's birthdays, she decided to change it up. Went for the quick pick at this variety store on Eglinton, but says her regular numbers were randomly selected. And good thing, too, she won.
So I run up the stairs, and me and her run down the stairs, and then she goes, Mommy, we're running. So she went on the computer, and she checked the computer. She goes, Mommy, you're $40 million richer. I go, no way. It still hasn't sunk in, you know, that my dad worked so hard and we've been struggling so much. It's just so, it's $40 million is so much money.
And the stay-at-home mom says there will be a special trip with her husband.
I never had a honeymoon. For 30 years, I've been married to my husband. So I'm going to go to Hawaii. The first thing I'm going to go is to Hawaii.
An elephant with the Ringling Brothers Circus is expected to make a full recovery after getting hit by a bullet in a drive-by shooting. She was shot Tuesday while the crew was setting up in Mississippi. Police say leads are slim and they don't have a suspect. Richard Ransom has the story.
We're hoping and expecting a full recovery.
Good news about Carol, a 39-year-old Asian circus elephant shot Tuesday morning in Tupelo, Mississippi.
Never in 143 years of Ringling Brothers Circus has anything like this ever happened. So a lot of disbelief and, a lot of disappointment.
The Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Gold Edition arrived Sunday night at Bancorp South Arena. Crews worked all day Monday to set up this outdoor compound. It's where circus employees live and where animals are housed. Carol and 2 other Asian elephants were inside a covered tent when she was shot.
The elephant has sustained at least 1 bullet wound between her ear and I guess you would have to consider it the base of the neck area.
Captain Haynes says a white or silver Ford Explorer, he's calling a vehicle of interest, was seen behind the arena when the shooting happened.
It was a drive-by shooting.
Arena Executive Director Todd Hunt says this is a black eye for Tupelo.
It doesn't represent the population as a whole, I'm convinced, and it certainly doesn't represent our facility in our community.
Tuesday, a veterinarian with the circus arrived to care for Carol, who weighs almost 8,000 pounds and has been with the circus all her life. While workers set the stage for a 4-day run,
The show will go on.
People are shocked about what happened to this big top icon.
It's atrocious. I can't believe that they drove by and shot an elephant, especially one that's here to entertain our children and adults alike.
Coming up next, we have local and campus news. Stay tuned.
Over 250 plus combinations of pottery and paints. If you're looking for a quick gift, string your own necklace for that personal flair or design a bracelet or a pair of earrings at the Beading Studio. The Beadworks and Pottery Works in Lancaster. Creativity for everyone, activities for all ages.
Well, that does it for this edition of News 99. Coming up next on MTV, our new hit show, The Vibe, followed by In the Zone with a sneak peek into Donovan McNabb's season.
He just said MTV, not MUTV.
Yeah. Oh, okay, well, I'm just getting warmed up.
All right, let's do it again from the top. In 5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of News 99. Coming up next on MTVU, our new hit show, The Vibe, followed by...
Oh my God.
What happened?
MTVU.
What happened?
Are you serious? MTVU.
Oh. We'll do it from the top again. I'm getting warmed up.
He said MTVU, not MUTV. And Bobby?
We're just going to have Matt do this one, okay?
Yeah, I'm just going to do it. All right, just, are you good?
Go ahead. Go
ahead.
All right, from the
top, one more time. Matt, you're closing it. In 5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
That does it for this edition of News 99. Coming up next on MUTV, our new hit show, The Vibe, and In the Zone with a sneak peek of Donovan McNabb.
Are you serious?
All you have to do is sit there and look pretty as I talk. That's all. If you can't do your job, I'm fine with that. But seriously, just sit there. Quiet. No. That's all you have to do. Quiet as I talk. Can you do your job correctly?
We can do it.
Just sit there as I talk.
We got this.
All right? All right? Are we going to do this again?
All right, from the top again.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, that does it for this installment of News 99. Coming up next on NEWTV, our new hit show, The Vibe, and then
An Ephrata woman crashed into a police cruiser while texting behind the wheel. Police say 31-year-old Pragami Chalunza crashed into the unoccupied cruiser while driving in the 1100 block of West Main Street at about 9:30 p.m. Both vehicles were towed. No one was injured.
4 men were arrested in the robbery of a Pizza Hut delivery driver. According to Northern York County Police, a delivery man was robbed last month by Tyler Grimes and 3 juveniles, Kevin Long Jr., Javon Turner, and Shaquem Acevedo, taking 5 pizzas as well as cash. The robbery happened on the first block of Stony Lane in Dover Borough, where the men pointed a handgun at the victim. The juveniles are being tried as adults, but the victim was not hurt.
A man who escaped prison has now turned himself in. According to state police, 28-year-old Ramon Beachy turned himself in at Lancaster County Prison on Tuesday night. He had escaped from Warnersville Community Correction Center. A Warnersville staff member lost control of him while Beachy was being escorted.
Lancaster City Mayor Rick Gray and Lancaster City Council are in agreement on efforts by New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg's lobbying group Mayors Against Illegal Guns. The Lancaster City Council voted unanimously Tuesday night on a resolution to support Mayor Rick Gray's efforts with the group. Members of the council expressed ideas such as universal background checks and to increase pressure on lawmakers in Washington. In addition, Mayors Against Illegal Guns also introduced a new project rating lawmakers on their support for tougher gun laws.
In Cumberland County, a family interrupted a burglary on Tuesday. According to police, the family, residents of Hampton Township, walked into their home at 9 p.m. at the first block of Maybell Court while the burglar was still inside. The burglar left some of the family's property outside the home, fleeing the scene.
What's the secret to youthful skin? It all starts with the healthy lifestyle habits and choosing a few good skin care products. Holly Fierfer has more in today's Health Minute.
Kathy Godwin's good habits keep her skin looking young.
I always was conscientious about wearing sunscreen.
A good practice because
the single biggest factor of why skin ages prematurely is sunlight.
So what else can we do to combat aging skin? Well, drink plenty of water to nourish and plump up the skin, and eat lots of fruits and vegetables which are high in antioxidants and foods rich in vitamins E and A. Dr. Berquist says wash your face and apply moisturizer in the morning and at night. During the day, also use sunscreen and an antioxidant cream, such as one containing vitamin E.
Our skin naturally has antioxidants, but they can get exhausted by all the pollutants in sunlight as well as tobacco smoke.
Exfoliate twice a week with products containing
alpha hydroxy acid, such as glycolic acid.
And at night, apply the gold standard for anti-aging, retinoic acid or Retin-A, but not if you're pregnant.
It can reduce the fine wrinkles as well as the deeper wrinkles. It increases the thickness in the top and middle layers of the skin.
It takes just a small amount.
For years, Godwin has stuck to this routine, and it shows in her youthful skin. For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.
Campus News is up next. Stay tuned.
Can I help you?
Hello, I'm Batman, and I have an appointment.
Batman, let's see, Batman. Oh, yes, right.
Pow! Zap! Revise! Dear Commissioner Gordon, I would like to call your attention to the deteriorating security situation at our campus. I hope you will give this matter serious consideration as you carry out your duties as Commissioner. Thank you. Signed, Batman. That's much better. Call 872-3183, the Chris Writing Center, helping Millersville superheroes since 1986.
The Snapper, home of the latest local news, sports, and entertainment. There's something for everyone. Under completely new management, the Snapper is back on track, run entirely by our student staff. Interested in being a writer? Applications can be sent to thesnapper.com/apply. Join us in Hash 161 every Thursday at 9 p.m. and don't forget to pick up your copy of The Snapper every Thursday. The Snapper, Millersville University's student newspaper since 1925.
Remember visiting Millersville University for the first time? This Saturday, you can help new students find their way around campus at the Admitted Students Expo. The SHARP team is looking for Millersville student volunteers to show high schoolers and their parents around our college so they can be more comfortable upon their arrival in the fall. The event starts at 9 a.m. in the SMAC. You can register to volunteer by contacting SHARP at musharpteam@gmail.com.
Do you love to dance or have two left feet and wish you could? The Ware Center in downtown Lancaster presents Celebrate Ballet and World Dance, a performance featuring local choreographers and companies. For just $1 with your MUID, you can enjoy the event as well as refreshments afterwards. Tickets can be purchased online at the SMAC ticket office or at the door of the Ware Center.
Love live music and looking for something to do in Lancaster? Check out the Launch Music Festival on April 25th through the 28th at the Ware Center on Millersville's Lancaster campus. This year's featured musical guest is Holly Williams, granddaughter of legendary country singer Hank Williams Jr. Tickets are available on the official Launch Music Festival website.
Millersville University's theater company will perform Behind the Eye, a new play from playwright Carson Kreitzer on Sunday, April 28th at 2 p.m. in Rafters Theater. The play is guest directed by Philadelphia Artistic Director Dr. Lisa Jo Epstein. It highlights the life and struggles of famous photographer Lee Miller. Tickets can be purchased online or at the ticket window. Parental discretion is advised for this performance.
Good news for the Millersville Marauders. Greg Breitbach has been hired as the university's 21st head football coach. Breitbach is coming to Millersville after spending 5 seasons as the offensive coordinator at the University of Dakota. Breitbach has many accomplishments, including leading North Dakota to their first Division I conference championship in the school's history.
Dr. John Anderson recently began his reign as president of Millersville University. NEWS99 was there and reporter Danny Francisco has the story.
The date April 1st is usually synonymous with jokes and pranks, but this year for Millersville University it marks a new chapter with the introduction of Dr. John Anderson as president. After a national search, Dr. Anderson was selected to be the 14th president for the university. April 1st marked his first official day, and he was a little wary that it all may have been one huge prank.
I haven't had anybody pull anything on me yet today, which I think was very nice of everyone.
Students gathered in Marauder Commons in preparation to welcome Anderson at Beamisdorfer. Although he is only now officially in office, Anderson has spent the last couple months on campus and in the community.
My wife Vivian and I had been here a number of times before the first day, so we've gotten to embrace the community. I can't wait to continue to work with the students and the faculty as we look to the future, because this is a great university and it has 60,000 alums. I view my job as making you very proud of this university for the rest of your life.
Vivian Anderson, the wife of Dr. Anderson, has also been experiencing downtown Lancaster and has plans to work with the students at the Ware Center in particular.
I would like to work with some of the students, participate in some of their student groups, and I have been asked to serve on the board of the Ware Center, so I like to be downtown and helping the community.
Changes to the university are yet to be discussed. Danny Francisco, Millersville University.
Wild spring weather, a dangerous sandstorm, and a loving llama with a rare gift. The video that will have you talking is next, and take a look at this.
Take a look at this, a possible tornado captured on camera in Yuma County, Colorado. You can see the thin cloud touching down and kicking up dust. In Kansas, storm chasers captured this hail pelting Cheyenne County. It's all part of a spring storm system churning across the west and Midwest. Wild weather in China made for treacherous travel. A sandstorm reduced visibility on the roadways, slowing down commuters. Local forecasters say the difficult conditions could stick around for at least another day. Take a look at Rojo. He's a therapy llama visiting sick children. Social workers at Providence Children's Center in Oregon say Rojo has an amazing ability to make children smile.
He just grew up to be this amazing, huggable, lovable llama, and somebody at the fair came up to us and said, you should get him certified for therapy. He was surrounded by children hanging all over him.
Rojo's handler says llamas can spark an incredible therapeutic response in patients of all ages. For Take a Look at This, I'm Elizabeth Corridan.
Mike Yalk has your 7-day forecast coming up after the break.
Bead and Pottery Works in downtown Lancaster is your creativity destination. Something new awaits you with every visit. Sit down and let your imagination decorate your own piece of pottery. Visitors can select from over 250 plus combinations of pottery and paints. If you're looking for a quick gift, string your own necklace for that personal flair or design a bracelet or pair of earrings at the beading studio. The Beadworks and Pottery Works in Lancaster. Creativity for everyone, activities for all ages.
Well, that does it for this edition of News99. Coming up next on MTV, our new hit show, The Vibe, followed by In the Zone with a sneak peek into Donovan McNabb's season.
He just said MTV, not MUTV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I'm just getting warmed up.
All right, let's do it again from the top. In 5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of News99. Coming up next on MTVU, our new hit show, The Vibe, followed by...
Oh my God.
What happened?
MTVU.
What happened?
Are you serious? MTVU.
Oh. We'll do it from the top again. I'm getting warmed up.
He said MTVU, not MUTV. And Bobby?
We're just going to have Matt do this one, okay?
Yeah, I'm just going to do it. All right, just, are you good?
Go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right.
All right, from the
top, one more time. Matt, you're closing it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That does it for this edition of News99. Coming up next on MUTV, our new hit show, The Vibe, and In the Zone with a sneak peek of Donovan McNabb. Are you serious? All you have to do is sit there and look pretty as I talk. That's all. If you can't do your job, I'm fine with that. But seriously, just sit there. Quiet. No. That's all you have to do. Quiet as I talk. Can you do your job correctly?
We can do it.
Just sit there as I talk.
We got this.
All right? All right? Are we going to do this again?
All right, from the top again.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, that does it for this installment of News99. Coming up next on MUTV, our new hit show, The Vibe, and then
in Maker Mike in Denzel, Washington. I said it's Denzel Washington, the best actor ever. He's so darn cool, he's so darn clever. I think that
Well, Liz, it's been a beautiful week out there so far.
It definitely has. Millersville hasn't seen weather this gorgeous in such a long time, and I, for one, am loving it.
I know. I think everyone here at Millersville is. I've seen a lot of people outside enjoying the nice weather.
Definitely, and I was definitely one of those people this week. So let's throw it over to Mike with some more weather updates.
Hey, as we take a look outside here, mostly cloudy, sitting around the 60-degree mark. It was pretty sunny when we started out this morning, but before we take a look at the forecast, take a look at what happened yesterday. For April 10, 2013, we had a previous record of 87 degrees set back in 1922. That record is now broken and is now 88 in 2013. So why is all this happening? Take a look at your current surface map. We have a stationary front that was up to the north of PA in the past couple of days, and we've been on the southern side of that stationary front and the eastern side of a cold front, which is bringing along with it a lot warmer temperatures. So that's why we're seeing those above average temperatures throughout the past week. Taking a look outside Millersville University right now, it's not 44 degrees, but rather it's 67 degrees, mostly cloudy like I said, and we've been developing a wind out of the east at 11 miles an hour. Taking a look at your almanac for today, Our high was 80 degrees, and our low set back this morning was 57, and we're about 20 degrees off our normal highs and lows. And we had a rain shower that came through last night, only dropped about 1/10 of an inch of rain. Looking at current temperatures across the area, they are in the 60s to near 70 and maybe even 80 in a few spots as we head towards the Mason-Dixon line, Chambersburg, Gettysburg, sitting right around the 80-degree mark. Lows tonight going to be in the upper 40s to low 50s, and highs tomorrow will be in the 60s to low 70s. But as we entered our second week of April here, we finally saw some life around Millersville University with trees beginning to bud, and you can take a look right here, our average highs. April 1st when we started, 59 degrees was the average high. As we take a look at today, average high is 61, and by the end of the month, April 31st, it's going to be 70 degrees. So our temperature will be warming up dramatically through our final weeks of the month. As we take a look at the visible satellite right now, well, before this cold front, clouds are beginning to build in. However, as we look at the local radar, you can see just a few rain showers are beginning to make their way in the western half of the state, maybe even stretching towards State College. However, Lancaster is staying mainly dry at the moment. However, as we move through the evening hours, we might see a sprinkle or two, and by overnight tonight, the rain will be developing a little bit later due to this. Taking a look at the national radar, you can see that cold front stretch from Lake Michigan all the way down to Louisiana. On the backside of that, colder temperatures brought some snow to places like Denver. Denver had a low of 8 degrees the other day, so we were lucky we were on the warm side of things, which got us those above seasonable temperatures. And looking at your current surface map again, that low pressure system associated with that cold front will be moving through the region tonight, bringing some steadier rain in the overnight hours, however tapering off into the morning. And now for your evening planner, mostly cloudy with a few sprinkles in the evening hours, steadier rain becoming throughout the night with a low of 48. And as we take a look at tomorrow, highs looking at 58 degrees, rainy in the morning. The rain will be tapering off in the morning hours, becoming cool, cloudy, what may be clouds breaking in the PM hours, maybe seeing a few peaks of sun. We have a continuing wind out of the northeast at 15 miles an hour. And now looking at the next 7 days of your life, Friday, those morning rain showers will be tapering off in the afternoon, maybe see a peak of sun, 58 degrees. For your weekend, mix of clouds and sun for Saturday and Sunday, looking at highs around the low 60s. And by the time we get into the start of next week, we're going to start warming up a little bit, about 5 degrees above average, into the upper 60s and low 70s by Tuesday. So that's your weather out here. You know, just another nice calm day before the storm. The cold front passes through. Showers will begin overnight, and we'll take it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Mike. Teenage sisters are credited with saving their father's life after he was trapped underneath a 3,000-pound tractor. Pat Doris has the story.
In the quiet country 15 miles east of Lebanon, people know how to take care of themselves. It's essential. Emergency medical care is a long ways off.
About 20 minutes probably.
Which is why there was no room for error on Monday, April 1st, when Jeff Smith nearly went for the last ride of his life on his 1949 tractor.
I reached for the shifter, but my boots had a bunch of mud on it, and my foot slipped off the clutch, and it just walked that tractor straight over backwards on top of me.
He was pinned in the middle of his garden. His daughters were out walking their dogs, and with no one else around, he did the only thing he could. He screamed for help.
Which was scary because it was on my chest. Every time I called out for help, it was kind of like a constrictor. Every time I yelled out, I lost some of that. I could only get some of that back.
His daughters heard the cries and ran back to the house.
He was just laying in the dirt underneath the tractor, and he was just screaming, and he would not stop screaming.
They tried to dig him out, but they couldn't, so they grabbed onto the heavy iron machine weighing 3,000 pounds and lifted.
Do you remember what it was like? I mean, when you grabbed onto it, were you thinking anything?
This is really heavy, but I need to get it off of him.
I was saying, God help me, over and over, because I obviously could not lift it myself. It was heavy.
But not heavier than their desire to save their dad. They raised it just enough for him to slide out.
They're great girls, but I mean, that's a lot of weight just to think. I mean, honestly, I don't know if I'm a big guy, and I don't know if I could do that.
8 days after it happened, 16-year-old Hannah and 14-year-old Haley still struggle to explain how they did it. Maybe it's because they knew they had to rescue their father. They couldn't wait 20 minutes. And maybe it's because they didn't have time to wonder if it was possible.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't believe we did it.
It's kind of like a dream when you think back. It just feels like a dream. It feels like it never happened.
Well, it was a great week for Rick Pitino.
It sure was. His Louisville team won the national championship, and his horse is going to be in the Kentucky Derby.
That's not it. He also was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Well, it sounds like he's been having a great week. Let's see what else is in store for sports with Gene.
Yes, it was a great week for Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino's Louisville Cardinals beat the Michigan Wolverines 82-76 to win the NCAA National Championship. Luke Hancock scored 22 points off the bench and won the most outstanding player. After the game, Kevin Ware, the backup point guard for Louisville, who suffered the gruesome leg injury against Duke, stood tall and took part in the traditional net cutting for the national champs. Rick Pitino capped off a great week with a national title. He also became the first coach in NCAA history to win a national championship with 2 different teams. And he also was elected to the 2013 National Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Along with Pitino, the 2013 Hall of Fame class features former NBA stars Gary Payton and Bernard King and WNBA star Dawn Staley, along with premier coaches John Tarkanian, Sylvia Hatchell, and Guy Lewis. The New York Knicks extended their winning streak to 13 games after beating the Washington Wizards 120-99. With that win, the Knicks clinched the Atlantic Division for the first time since 1994. Carmelo Anthony scored 36 points in the effort and continues to hold onto the NBA scoring lead. The Knicks will try to continue the winning streak against the Bulls on Thursday night. Round 1 of the 77th Masters in Augusta, Georgia is underway. Tiger Woods is looking to capture his 5th green jacket, but the likes of defending champion Bubba Watson, former #1 Rory McIlroy, and 3-time winner Phil Mickelson stand against him. Not to mention 14-year-old Tai Long Guan, who is the youngest player in the history of the Masters. Guan is looking to make a big impression in his first major. That's all we have for sports. Let's go back to Elizabeth and Jessica.
Thanks, Gene, and thank you for tuning into News 99. I'm Jess Daldrick.
And I'm Liz Shaw. Have a great night.
You may make her Mike in Denzel, Washington. I said it's Denzel, Washington, the best.